Hey YouTube, Motor Racing Network, Steve Post here with another great Diecast review show. We are so glad you joined us here for PlanBSales.com. Coming back from a great Sunday afternoon race at Richmond, Carl Edwards' second consecutive win, 27th win of the career, the old bump and run, and yes, it was a teammate, so Carl Edwards put the Xfinity Toyota in victory lane. That race-winning diecast is available on PlanBSales.com. Just type in Edwards Richmond up in the upper right-hand corner in that search box, and you will find the link to it, and you must pre-order that one because pre-orders are going to determine whether it gets produced. So pre-order and get your Carl Edwards race winner from Richmond. Kyle Busch finished in the second spot. Finishing third was Jimmy Johnson. How about Kasey Kahne? His first top 5 finish all year long. And really for Kasey, it was a good weekend all week long on Motor Racing Network. Spent a little time with him Friday during the practice. Very happy Saturday in practice, and backed it up with a 4th place run. So kudos to Kasey Kahne and everyone on his team over there. Kevin Harvick finished in the 5th spot. And how about Tony Stewart making his return with a 19th place finish, and he had a lot of fun wheeling his stock car at Richmond as well. Diecast coming up in just a moment. So let's talk a little bit about Tony's race team, the Stewart-Haas race team, and we have got some really cool new stuff, and we do have this in stock. This Kevin Harvick Busch Light car is one of the most beautiful cars to come down in a long time. A lot of memories with Busch colors on a race car, but this is just absolutely beautiful. We have it 1/24 scale in the standard finish. So we do have a few of these available if you need them. Color chrome finishes, look what we have. We have the Diecast car for Kevin Harvick in the color chrome finish. We have the Outback Steakhouse car, the Bloomin' Onion machine from Kevin Harvick, available in color chrome. Here's Tony Stewart's Rush Truck Center car, available in the color chrome finish, and Danica Patrick's Taxac car in the color chrome finish. Again, not as much in stock as we usually have, so you need to get these cars today. And all of the diecast, again, as we mentioned with Carl Edwards' race-winning car, is available by hitting the search engine or search box up on the upper right-hand corner. Type in the name of your favorite driver, and who knows what you might find there on PlanBSales.com. So now let's get to our favorite part of it, and that is your questions. Right down below here on YouTube, type them in, and we've got some good ones this time. Busch Light Cup Series writes in and says, do you think Ganassi will put Vickers back in the 55? I really don't think that's going to happen. I just think that while team owner Rob Kaufman, who owned the number 55 car with Michael Waltrip, came on as a partner with Chip Ganassi and Felix Sabates, I'm hearing nothing about a 3rd car from that camp, and really, they've got to get the other 2 cars rolling along a little bit better. So I don't believe we'll see Brian Vickers in a number 55. I'm not sure where Brian goes with Tony back, but I think we will see Brian Vickers, but I'm just not sure where. But I don't think it's going to be a number 55 Ganassi car. DHL Cup Series asks for chase predictions for the truck, the Xfinity, the Cup, and Champions. Okay. And I love this because it gets us thinking about what excitement we're going to have later this year. Trucks, it's very early, only 3 races in. I think the chase is going to be made up of a lot of young drivers. Don't know who they all are right now because there's so much young talent, and we're only 3 races in. But my champion pick for the Truck Series, John Hunter Nemechek. Now, you want to talk about young stars, John Hunter Nemechek is one of them. Now, we do have a better feel for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and in the Xfinity Series, we've kind of got a group of young guys, the Daniel Suarez, Ty Dillon, and Eric Jones guys, and we've got some older guys, Brendan Gaughan, Elliott Sadler, and even Justin Allgaier probably fits into that category, although he's rather young, but he has a number of years under his belt. So I think the chase in the Xfinity Series comes down to this really good mix of veteran and young guys. And my pick, when this is done, is young guy Eric Jones. I think when it comes time in the Xfinity Series for someone to win a race, Eric Jones is as good as anybody on the racetrack right now. And man, they've had a lot of things go wrong. If they can get it buttoned up, I think they could go to Homestead and win the championship. But the nature of the chase, they've got to still be alive when we get to Homestead. Now, when we get to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, I think you're going to see the big teams well represented there. The Hendrick Motorsports, the Joe Gibbs, the Penske's in there, Stewart-Haas with at least 2 cars in there. I think you're going to see it. And then I think you're going to see a couple of the A.J. Allmendinger, Eric Almirola guys that maybe are in the underdog category. We have 16 cars in it, but when it comes down, it's going to be one of the big boys winning it. And I've said from day one this year, I think it's Jimmy Johnson's championship this year. I just like the way that team is performing, and I think Jimmie Johnson is ready to win number 7. Yes, number 7, and how historic would that be? Final question is Jacob Chapman. How do you like the heats in the Xfinity Series Dash for Cash? It's a great question. Okay, how do I like the heats? Well, so far the heats haven't been all that compelling. Okay, but I'm telling you, as a guy that goes to short track racing every time I get the chance to go to my World of Outlaw races, heats aren't always compelling there either. It's part of the program. Now, what I do like about the heats is the heats have made the main event shorter. And there is no time to mess around in a 140-lap race at Richmond. Those drivers were getting after each other. They were getting after each other even more up at Bristol. So while the heats I can take or leave, but if the heats are there and they shorten up that main event, I am all about let's go with heat races and short main events, because what we've seen 2 for 2 have been pretty good races along the way. Bristol was spectacular, Richmond was solid, and then Dale Earnhardt Jr. won, so everyone was happy at the end of Richmond. We'll do it again, the Dash for Cash, coming up at Dover and at Indianapolis. Now, before we get to those other Dash for Cash races, we need to get to Talladega Superspeedway. Oh my gosh, this is always a thriller, no doubt about it. Talladega opened in 1969. It was September 14th, 1969. Big protest. Some of the drivers walked out. A guy by the name of Richard Brickhouse won the inaugural race at Talladega Superspeedway, and there have been 93 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races at the Talladega Superspeedway. Dale Earnhardt Jr., not a shocker, he's a 6-time winner down at Talladega. Brad Keselowski is a 3-time winner at Talladega Superspeedway. We've got Clint Boyer, Jamie McMurray, Jimmie Johnson are 2 race winners at Talladega, and Matt Kenseth, Bobby Labonte, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, David Reagan, Tony Stewart, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Michael Waltrip, Brian Vickers. They have all won 1 race at Talladega, and that's the beauty of Dega. That's a long list of drivers, and you know what? We could add another new one to that list here this weekend. That's the fun of Talladega. One of the wild card events, whether it's later in the year in the Chase or whether it's right here as we wrap up April and get into May, it is going to be a big fun, big time at Talladega Superspeedway, and one of those where you could just put 43, well, no longer 43, catch myself there, 40 names in a hat and pull one out, and they have a shot at winning at Talladega Superspeedway. Hey, stick with us. Our question of the week is coming up next. And now let's get to our question of the week. Our question last week involved Richmond International Raceway. We asked for your favorite Richmond memory, and there were some good ones. And again, type those in right down below here on the YouTube channel. Now, my favorite one, and this is very personal to me, it was September 8th, 2001. I was doing PR for Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd and Kevin Harvick went at it at the end of that race, and Rudd ended up scoring the victory. We went to victory lane. Champagne was flying. Gatorade was flying all over the place, and it was so much fun. A lot of great memories from Richmond, but September 8th, 2001, doing PR for Ricky Rudd is my favorite Richmond memory because it involved a trip to victory lane. Now, this week, wants to take some time and just honor Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt's 65th birthday would be this Friday. And tragically, we know we lost Dale back in 2001. But let's do this with our question of the week. Just share with us your favorite Dale Earnhardt story, memory, experience, race, whatever you want to do. Let's do that as our Plan B sales tribute to the great 7-time champion who's no longer with us. He'd be 65 years old. His birthday, if he was still with us, coming up on Friday. So our question of the week is your favorite Dale Earnhardt memory, and you can type those right down below. Can't wait to read what your memories are of the great Dale Earnhardt. All of the Diecast, all of the great stuff is available at planbsales.com, so check us out there, and thanks for joining us here on the Diecast Review Show. We love that you guys are getting involved with us here on YouTube. We have the comments below. Feel free to mention your comments here. Follow us on Twitter at Plan B Sales, and we'll keep you informed on what we have. And please get some back and forth conversation going, because we love talking racing and love talking with you race fans out there, and we appreciate the business you do give us.